Hi, I'm making this video for President Donald Trump. First of all, I would like to say that I used to claim I will never be a registered voter. I believed all the candidates just would be out for self or just more government imposing on the citizens until Trump came along, and Trump spoke the truth, and he spoke it with compassion. And it's obvious he loves our country and its people. His compassion moved me so that I registered to vote. And I voted for Trump, and I will vote Trump again in 4 years. This video, I am asking Donald Trump, who is now our president, to disband all current homeowners associations and make them illegal on the grounds that homeowners associations are constantly subject to abuse of power. They bring neighborhood values down because no one wants to live in a homeowners association community, and because they will constantly try to foreclose on a house, even for minuscule payments that are just a few months behind on homeowners' dues. Also, the homeowners associations will bring down the market value for surrounding homes and surrounding neighborhoods for the same reason. Homeowners should be able to do what they want with the home that they buy. That's not to say that somebody should be able to trash the outside of their home and make it look god-awful. That not everybody who hates homeowners associations wants to do that or does do that. A lot of the things homeowners associations do are things that can already be done by the city or the state. And so, virtually, homeowners associations are of no use, and they're causing people all around America a lot of problems. If you look it up, there's hundreds upon thousands of nightmare stories about one of the silliest things I heard. Oh, you can't park your boat, your $10,000 boat in your driveway. Well, it's my driveway, it's my boat, bugger off, is what I would have to say. In my homeowners association, they are so awful here that they have put a target on my back because I don't socialize with them. Because when I do socialize, all I get is complaints on top of complaints. And it's so bad that I went ahead and got my doctor to write a note about my dog being an emotional support dog because I have really bad anxiety. All the Prozac in the world cannot fix my anxiety. And because they were trying to start on my dog, complaining about my dog, and I don't know what I would do without him. So, the other thing too is I would love to have rose bushes in my yard. And I was threatened by the homeowners association if I put those in without their explicit permission, that they will have the lawn care people remove them. So there's that too. And this is in a lot of homeowners associations where you're not even allowed to do anything with your own yard, even if it's something nice, like putting a garden in. You know, there's a lot of people who will take care of their gardens. So that's not to say, oh, putting a garden in is going to make the house look bad. No. And, yeah, if you look it up, there's so many nightmare stories. People have been foreclosed on, and this is one of the main complaints of everybody in a homeowners association is when they have a complaint, it could be as simple as they don't like the potted flowers you put out on your front porch. I've already had that issue this week. They will send it in through the mail. They will make no attempt to contact you by phone or in person. And it's not just, I don't leave my house and I'm up at night. But it's not just me. It's millions of people all around the country who deal with this, whether they're up in the daytime or up in the nighttime. The homeowners association will send a complaint in the mail along with a very silly fine, ranging between $300 to $700, which is basically robbing the homeowner. That money could better be spent elsewhere, whether it's on bills, your pet, your children's school. That money could better be spent elsewhere than on a complaint that is worth $700 because you put out potted plants your neighbors don't like. I mean, I'm kind of screwed where I live because the president of the HOA lives right next to me. So any tiny little thing wrong with my lawn, I get a letter in the mail like 8 weeks later. They don't even bother to contact me about it. And so yeah, that has made me feel harassed. Actually, it's made my anxiety worse about not leaving the house. And it's made me feel like I'm kind of held hostage because there's still a mortgage on this house, and now there's no way I can sell the house and get rid of it to go buy a house without a homeowners association. So it's causing me a lot of problems. And before you say, oh God, why did you buy a house with a homeowners association? I'm going to start off by saying this was my parents' vacation home. And I don't know why they felt the need to buy into a homeowners association. They always make it sound really good. And then you move in and then it's like all hell breaks loose. They wait until you settle in to start trouble. And so I really don't know what possessed my parents to buy in a HOA. But we're all paying for it now. It's really depressing, actually. It's like, I got my first house. My parents don't come up here anymore to vacation because they feel so harassed by the homeowners association they cannot enjoy their vacation home. So I just went ahead and moved in. And, me and my dad have different views on stuff, and we can't really get along under the same roof. So I do greatly appreciate when he let me come to live up here. I mean, they can't get rid of the house. There's nothing they can do except let it sit there and pay the mortgage on it. And I've been looking up lawful ways to find a way to sell this house. And maybe there's a way to pass the mortgage on to the buyer. I don't know. I don't. But I do know that every time I leave my house, even if it's just to go get my mail, I feel like someone's going to come and gripe at me. So I wait till about 10 o'clock at night to go get my mail. And to a lot of you out there who are listening to this and you have similar problems with your HOA, I mean, you're probably doing the same thing. If you're a night owl, you're probably not even leaving the house during the day because you just don't want to hear it anymore. You're tired of it. It's stressful. And here's the thing. I mean, even though my parents have a mortgage on this house, it is really not fair to them for the HOA to just, like I said, I had the potted plant thing, got fined for that. Don't know how much, but I know they sent a letter harassing my parents about putting a lien on the house because my dad was behind on something. And then we find out that he was behind because they were fining me over stupid stuff that they never even told me about. Never, not once, told me about so that I could fix it. And, again, this is not because I am up at night. There are people all around the country. They only get the complaint in the mail. And by the time the complaint comes in the mail, there's a fine added to it and all sorts of crazy shit. And these are just typically homeowners associations. On the board members are typically retired people who have either had no power throughout their life and they want to impose their power on others. They want to feel powerful, and the way they act doesn't make them respected, but I guess they think it would bring them respect. Or retired people who really have nothing better to do. Literally, I have a neighbor across the street. I don't know if you want to laugh or cry at this one, but I took my dog shopping one day, and yes, the temperature was fine. And when I left the house, the neighbor across the street was literally peeking out of their blinds with binoculars. I shit you not. Later on that day, something was brought up that they have not seen my dog in a while. And I'm kind of a sarcastic person. I can be an asshole without realizing it. So I'm just kind of snarky personality. So without even realizing it, I said, well, you know, if you look out the window just right, you can see the dog in the back seat of the car. And I was unconsciously referring to earlier in the day when that happened. Then I actually had my neighbor, the president of the HOA, come to me last year, I think December, November, and tell me that I didn't pick up my dog's crap, which I do, by the way, just because I don't want trouble from them and it's disgusting not to do it. But apparently, I don't know if this is true, but he said someone who does the yard complained, and I think what really happened is he or his wife had come over to my yard and just looked for anything that I didn't get up, because when you pick up your dog's crap, you're not exactly going to sit there and scrub the lawn with Dawn dish soap. And so a lot of times in the summer, I'll hose down my yard just to shut them up, which actually doesn't help my back. I have an old back injury that does not help. And they actually fined me for leaving the hose out in the front yard, about $500, because it was killing my back injury. And it's a spinal injury. It was killing my back injury to have to bring it in and out of the garage every single day. I'm not lazy. I have an injury and I can't keep doing that, like, constantly, repetitively. Anybody who has a back injury, you know what I'm talking about. So this video, after pretty much explaining the gist of how awful homeowners associations are, I hope Donald Trump sees this. I hope it gets to him. I'm not sure if it will, but I'm about to hit 15 minutes, so I need to go on and close on this. Homeowners associations, aside from all the other things I've just brought up, and, you know, ranging from ridiculous things you get fined from to things that actually do mean something that somebody doesn't want to see in the front yard, but homeowners associations are completely unconstitutional. And I know Donald Trump is against anything that takes away someone's freedom. That's why I voted for him. He is awesome. You are awesome, President Trump. I hope you see this. And aside from the fact that they're unconstitutional, homeowners associations are an insult to a lot of the freedoms that America was built on. And when you come to think about it, I mean, okay, if I'm paying for a house, whether I've paid for it in full or I'm paying a mortgage, I want to put some damn rose bushes on my front lawn. Or, you know, I swear, if my parents wouldn't get billed for it, I would be like writing "fuck you HOA" on my garage door and just blame it on like somebody who did it in the middle of the night. But I can't put my parents through that. So, I mean, it's ridiculous, and I don't have the money to sell this house. My parents don't have the money. We feel completely harassed and alienated. And what it is the HOA has noticed that I do not socialize, hence social anxiety. And so they've put a target on my back to complain about every little thing they can think about. And I'm making this video not just on behalf of myself. Yes, I have explained some of my issues that I have no doubt people all across America have dealt with the same ones or similar issues from their HOA. But just for all homeowners, we should be able to buy a home and do as we wish with it. It's our money, our property. And it's completely ridiculous. And homeowners associations all across the country have gotten completely out of control and power hungry. And so, I hope you see this video, President Trump. I don't think you will. I'm just hoping you will. And I'm hopefully going to be able to write a letter soon to the White House and maybe to Trump Tower about the same issue, maybe with a lot better detail, because I'm going to have a family member work on make sure my grammar's not so horrible. So this is my issue, and I'm raising this issue also on behalf of millions of homeowners across the country who are just as fed up with this stuff as I am. Oh God, I put a pot of moms out and I got fined for it because they died and I didn't take them down fast enough. I mean, really? Well, they're perennial too. They're supposed to come back. But it's ridiculous. And I'm asking Donald Trump, please, disband all homeowners associations all across the country and make it illegal for them to even exist in this country. And even if you have to add, if you can, add an amendment that about not taking away the freedom of a homeowner to do as they wish with their own property, that would be awesome. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if that's doable. But if anyone can find a way to assure that homeowners aren't getting screwed, you know, on the property they're supposed to be able to love and enjoy, it's Donald Trump. And President Trump, please fix this, please. And it's a very depressing issue, not just for me, but so many people who deal with this on a daily basis. I mean, I can't even move out of this house now. And I probably should move back with my parents if it gets too bad. But I mean, I like it the way it is right now just because me and my father get along more than we have ever. We're both my way or the highway people. That's kind of the issue there. And I love my father a lot more than I did growing up because we don't fight anymore. And that's why I wouldn't move back home with my family, just because I like how peaceful it is with my parents right now. We're all getting along and nobody's in each other's face. But I'm not the only one suffering for this. My parents are having to suffer for it too. And I could make... I know this sounds ignorant. I could fart the wrong way and I'd probably get a bill for it in the mail. So... I'm really hoping Donald Trump can do something about this. Make homeowner associations illegal, just on the grounds that all of the things that they're subject to, or that they subject homeowners to. There's constant abuse of power, and the cities and states, in many cases, give them way too much power. And any of you out there who have to deal with this on a daily basis like I do, you know what I'm talking about. You probably have a million other things that you want to mention in the comments, and I'm sorry, comments are disabled. I've gotten really tired of people making ignorant comments on my videos, so I just keep them off. Because I just don't like drama. Like I said, I'm kind of antisocial. I've got anxiety, so that's another reason that I'm not putting myself in this video. Just, I'm going to try and put a picture of Donald Trump up. And hope that he sees this. So, I really hope this video reaches President Trump. I have total faith in you, President Trump. And I know that if there is anything you can do to prevent Americans, even if it's just the homeowners, from not having the freedoms they should have in this country, I know you'll do something about it. I have total faith in you. I've never had faith in anybody in my life, but mostly myself, because I've been disappointed a lot. And I look up to you, President Trump. I've never really had a role model, but you are my role model. And I've never made a video or petitioned to a president before, just because I've had no faith in the government or our previous presidents. Sorry, a lot of coffee. But please do something about this. It's not just me, it's millions of Americans all over the place. And something just needs to be done. And I think if anyone's going to do something about it, it would be you, President Trump. And I cannot express enough the total and complete faith I have in you. And not just in this, in everything you're going to do. So, thank you just for being our president. And I hope the liberal side of America will allow you to unite this country. I hope they realize, that you mean well and you have a big heart. I hope they realize that. But please do something about this. It's awful.